Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben. In today's episode we're going to be showing you some of the things that we are going to be sowing and planting in January. So sit back, relax and enjoy today's episode. So welcome to this episode of Gardening with Ben, and as you can hear it's absolutely chucking it down outside, so hopefully you can all hear me pretty well. So what are we going to be sowing in January? As you know, obviously the weather's very unpredictable in January. It can be snowing, it can be frosty, it can be raining like it is today, or it can be gorgeous. Who knows what the weather's going to be like, especially in these climates. So there's some seeds that you can actually start this month, ready for planting out later on in the year. So the main thing, one of the ones that I usually do like to plant is broad beans. Now you can start broad beans off later in the year, but they do say if you start them off now and you're harvesting them early, you won't get any black fly on them, which you usually do get later on in the year. They're usually covered in black fly. So planting them now and growing them now and harvesting them earlier, you won't get as many black fly on them. But because obviously of the winter months, you need to have a variety which are okay in the winter and the frost harder. And the variety that we usually go for is Aqua Dulce Claudia. So these are the ones that I've got. I'll put the link in the description so that if anybody wants to get any, you can do. Obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, the link will be there. If you're watching on Facebook, I'll try and put the link as well in the comments. So these are the ones that I've purchased. There's about 40 seeds in here. I'm going to be starting these off in pots rather than in the ground to get them established before planting them out, so that the ratties don't eat them all, because rats will eat the broad beans. So if you have trouble with rats, plant them in pots first, get them growing, and then plant them out when they're nice and big. Next up are onions. If you're wanting to start onions from seed, now is the time to be doing it. But obviously you need to make sure that it's warm enough. It says that it needs 68 degrees Fahrenheit for them to germinate, so make sure it's in a warm area if you are growing them and they get enough light. You don't want them to grow really stringy. Next up are leeks. Again, you will need nice and warm for them to germinate, so if you're wanting to start some, get them in and get them sown and make sure they're nice and warm for them to germinate and get growing. Next up is celery. I'm not a celery fan, but I might have a go at growing some this year. I've never grown celery before, so it's a new one for me. But again, obviously it needs the warmth for it to germinate. So get some in a pot, get some sown and get some growing if you like celery. And now is the perfect time to be growing it, and you'll be harvesting it in August to October time, so plenty of time to be harvesting it. So if you're wanting to grow some celery, get some started now. Next up are aubergines. Now is the best time to be starting your aubergines. Aubergines take quite a while to get growing, so if you're wanting a great crop all the way through the summer, now is the perfect time to be sowing them. Again, they really do need heat for them to germinate. They need about 20 degrees Celsius. So make sure you put them somewhere warm for them to germinate, either in a heated greenhouse or on a windowsill, but make sure they've got enough light and they don't grow stringy. And next up is some flowers, what we're going to start growing. We're going to start and try and grow some snapdragons. Now I've never grown snapdragons before, so it's a new one for me. And look how tiny the seeds are, absolutely tiny. But we're going to start some off, we're going to put some in a pot. And again, somewhere nice and warm for them to germinate and get growing. Next up, we've been out and got us potatoes already. Shops are starting to sell potatoes, so we've got them. They start usually selling them around this time of the year, December, January time. So I've been out and got them. So we've got some Maris Piper, and we've also got some Charlotte salad ones. Obviously they're not for planting outside now, you don't plant them outdoors yet. What we usually do is we'll start chitting them, and we'll put a video together about how to chit potatoes and the reason behind doing that. But we won't be planting them outside until March, April time, because it's too cold, the frost will kill them and they won't do any good. So stay tuned for that video on how to chit potatoes. And we've also got some onions, what we're starting from sets as well. Yes, I'm going to be starting some from seed, and I'm also going to be growing some from set. The other year I did a seed versus set variety. The seed did better than the sets, but we're going to give them another try and see about growing some in sets. Now you do get a load in a bag, and they're not expensive either. So obviously you're not planting them outdoors yet. I'm going to be starting them off in cells with composting and placing them on top, starting them off like that, and then once it's a bit warmer, then I'll plant them outside. So yeah, that is everything that I'm personally going to be sowing and planting this month. But make sure you stay tuned, because I'm going to be posting a video on everything that you can sow and plant in January, so stay tuned for that. If you like this video, please do click the subscribe button on YouTube, and if you're watching on Facebook, click the follow button as well, because there's going to be lots more videos this year. We're going to be really pushing out the videos and keeping you all up to date with what's going off down here at the allotment. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben.